Good morning, World History Cardinals. We are getting closer to test day. Yes, we are. Today is January 27th, and we are still in tutorial basically for class as we prepare for your first formal Unit 1 exam on early man and early civilizations. As you can see on the screen, it says the date of when you will take the exam, and it also tells you what to study. Please go back in your notes and study information from January 11th through January 25th. Basically, lessons 1 through 9. So, from Think Like a Historian all the way down to Ancient Chinese Inventions. If you want to make the best grade on this exam, then you would have had to have gone through every part: the warm-ups, the activity ones, the activity twos, and the exit tickets. All four components of your full course lessons for world history will help you pass the exam. Some of you take notes, some of you don't take notes. It is always good for you to take notes. It says study the assignments. It says study the Quizlets. You're getting those today from your own peers. It says study the Kahoots. We have a Kahoot that we will be doing today. Whoop, whoop, showing you a little bit, taking it away. Study the Google slide notes that were inside of the lesson. Study the quizzes that were inside of the lesson. So let me go down and show you one more time. Click enter here. Click Unit 1. This is what you study. Lesson 1 from January 11th all the way down to Lesson 9 for Ancient China. And then Lesson 10, all the vocabulary words. You need to know everything and anything around the Neolithic Revolution, the types of government. I put the 5 types of government in the chat. So on days like that, when I was giving you extra teaching, my instruction was for you to take a picture or copy it down. So again, the students who did that, they're going to make an A really easy. Okay? 5 types of government: theocracy, monarchy, oligarchy, direct democracy, representative democracy. Go back and look in your notes for those words. Study the earliest forms of writing. You have cuneiform, you have hieroglyphics, and you have some people that never had a language at all. Go back and review primary and secondary sources and eyewitness account. You would find that in the early parts of the Unit 1 section, like Lesson 1 when we were talking about bias and prejudice. Go study cultural diffusion, which is basically the lesson I gave you the day when I said we had the ancient early man settlers, Homo habilis and Homo erectus. I told you Homo erectus was the first to start traveling, migrating. So when you're thinking about people moving from one area to another, they share their cultures. That's cultural diffusion. Types of maps, that's not your fault. I'm going to help you out on that one. Hammurabi's Code, you should remember everything about it. I gave you an entire lesson for 2 days on Hammurabi's Code. That was Lesson 5 and Lesson 6. Use the supplements that I gave you on that page, or go back to Clever to the DBQ project and do the same thing. And then the rest of the test is all embedded in the 4 early river valleys. Make sure you understand that you are studying Mesopotamia, which was first with Hammurabi's Code, Babylon, Sumer, Ur. Then you have Egypt, and Egypt had the Black Pharaohs, Narmer, but they also had cities like Memphis. You had to remember Upper and Lower Egypt, the types of soil that Egypt had. The river that goes along with Mesopotamia is Tigris Euphrates. The river that goes with Egypt is the Nile. Then we studied Indus Valley, And with the Indus Valley, you learned about the grid-like patterns that they had, the way they created their cities. Plus, they had indoor plumbing. And the Indus River is actually the river that coincides and gives them their source of energy and fertilization. And lastly, the Yellow River that supplies ancient China with their sources, Wang Yi. The biggest thing with China, you have to remember the inventions that they created. From gunpowder to umbrellas to porcelain, these are the things we have discussed all of this time. Make sure you study this section, the test assessment. Make sure you saw that in the remind. You only have up to 52 minutes. I'm going to call it at 45. I will call it at 52, and then I will call it at the full 87. Okay? But if you don't finish the exam within that block, you do get a 0. You do have a chance to make it up if you get a 0, but you will have to do it after school on Thursdays at 4 p.m. with me, and you have to get an entirely different test. Okay? If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me through email. Make sure you understand that if any code is distributed in class and you leave the class during test day, that's an automatic 0. So I need you to make sure you follow the grading policy sometime today. And I just really hope you study. And when I say study, I mean everything. Click the links, look at the quick writes, make sure you do the warm-ups, make sure you study all of the beginning portions, these crash course videos. Make sure you study the online textbook, especially when we did China. They gave you the workbook pages. You study every little thing, and these quizzes would be great for you to preview again. All right. Hopefully at the end of this, and I look at the grades of the test, I can be saying, woohoo, you did it, you rocking, you completed today's task. All right, kids, see y'all in a few hours. Have a good day.